Ty Borden's name still echoes through Heartland, even though he hasn't been seen on screen in years. Fans refuse to let go, clinging to every theory, every rumor, hoping for a miracle. But as season 19 begins, something feels different, something final. Ty isn't just gone, he's been replaced in the hearts of some characters by someone new. His name? Nathan. And this new chapter begins with a quiet shift that could change everything. When season 18 ended, Amy was still living in the shadow of Ty's memory. She had grown stronger, wiser, and more independent, but her heart remained guarded. The ranch had seen its share of drama, loose political battles, Jack's health concerns, and Georgie's continued absence, but through it all, Ty's presence was always felt. Whether it was a photo, a flashback, or the way Amy would pause in a moment of silence, his spirit lingered in every frame. By the final episodes of season 18, one character began to stand out more: Nathan. At first, he was just a friend, someone helping out, blending in with the family. But fans started noticing how much screen time he was getting. More importantly, they saw how often he was around Amy. It wasn't romantic, not yet, but the conversations were deeper. The smiles lasted longer, and the looks between them, they raised questions no one was ready to ask out loud. Behind the scenes, this was a clever move by the writers. They weren't forcing anything. They were simply planting seeds. Seeds of possibility. Season 18 ended without giving any clear answer. But the setup was obvious: change was coming. And for a show like Heartland, where slow-burning emotions and deep family ties mean everything, that change doesn't come easily. So when season 19, episode 1 finally arrived, fans were holding their breath. Would Amy finally move on? Would Ty return in a surprise twist? Or was the story moving forward without him for real this time? And as the episode aired, it became clear: one journey had ended, and another was just beginning. But not everyone was ready to accept it. Not yet. Some fans still believe that Ty Borden's story isn't over. They search every trailer, every scene, hoping for a hidden clue, a quick glance, a shadow, a name whispered in the background. But episode 1 of season 19 leaves no room for hope. Ty is not returning. And now, we finally understand why. From the moment Ty Borden died back in season 14, the Heartland world shifted forever. His sudden and tragic exit hit harder than anyone expected. Not just because he was Amy's true love, but because Ty was the quiet strength that kept the ranch grounded. Viewers didn't just lose a character, they lost the beating heart of the story. For years, fans have clung to theories that maybe Ty was alive. Maybe he faked his death, or was secretly recovering far away. But now, in season 19, that dream is finally fading. Episode 1 gives us a silent but powerful confirmation: Ty's story is complete. There's no mention of a secret return, no mysterious figure in the distance, just a quiet acceptance from Amy. Her conversations are different now. She doesn't speak of Ty in the present tense anymore. Instead, she remembers him with a calm sadness that says one thing clearly: she has let him go, and so has the show. Behind the scenes, Graham Wardle, the actor who played Ty, made the personal choice to leave Heartland years ago. He wanted to pursue his own path, and the writers respected that decision. Instead of replacing him or rewriting history, they honored him with a heartfelt goodbye and kept his memory alive in the story. Season 19 doesn't erase Ty. His spirit is still in the ranch, in Amy's writing, and in the love that built Heartland. But the show makes one thing very clear now: it's time to stop waiting for him. Ty isn't coming back, and holding on to that hope only delays the healing. Still, that leaves one big question. If Ty is truly gone, who fills that emotional space in Amy's life? Enter Nathan. And that's where things get complicated. Nathan wasn't meant to replace anyone. He arrived quietly, without fanfare, offering help where it was needed. But now, in season 19, episode 1, his presence feels different, stronger, deeper, and more deliberate. He's not just helping around the ranch anymore. He's being written into the heart of the story. In episode 1, Nathan shares more scenes with Amy than anyone else. Their interactions aren't forced or overly emotional, but there's a subtle connection building between them. He listens when she speaks, and he doesn't try to fix her pain. He just stays. That, in Heartland's world, means a lot. Nathan also seems to understand the unspoken rule: no one can replace Ty. And he never tries. Instead, he shows up for the little things, helping with a stubborn horse, joining a family dinner, talking to Lindy like an old friend. That gentle integration into Amy's life is exactly what makes his character so believable. It's not romance yet, but it's something. Even Jack, usually guarded when it comes to outsiders, doesn't push Nathan away. Lou keeps a curious eye on him, and Lisa seems to approve. The show is clearly testing the waters, gauging how the audience feels about Nathan being more than just a side character, but not every fan is on board. Online forums are already buzzing with debates. Some viewers call Nathan a distraction, while others see him as a path to healing. The writers aren't rushing anything. They're allowing the characters and the fans to feel every step of this new chapter. What makes Nathan so interesting is that he's not dramatic. He doesn't carry heartbreak or a secret past. He's steady, kind, and maybe that's exactly what Amy needs, not another tragic love story, but a quiet, hopeful beginning. Still, the question remains, will Amy let herself feel again? And if she does, will it be Nathan standing beside her, or is Heartland still holding one more twist for the fans? Next, we dive into the rumors and the lies. Because not everything people believe about Ty or Nathan is true. The moment episode 1 dropped, the internet exploded. Not because of what was in the episode, but because of what wasn't. No secret message, no surprise cameo, no dramatic return of Ty Borden. And yet, fan theories kept flooding in faster than ever. Why? Because hope doesn't die easily, especially in the Heartland fandom. Across Reddit threads, Facebook groups, and YouTube comment sections, one rumor kept repeating: Ty is coming back mid-season. They're just hiding it. Some even claim to have leaked scripts, set photos, or inside sources. A few screenshots showed a man on horseback in the distance, barely visible, leading to captions like, "It's him. It has to be." But here's the truth: those so-called leaks, fabricated. The screenshots, from older seasons, taken out of context. And the supposed insiders, fans spinning fiction, clinging to a storyline the show already closed with grace and finality. Even the official Heartland channels have had to step in, gently correcting fans. The producers have stated clearly, Ty's story ended when Graham Wardle made his personal choice to leave. And the show isn't about undoing that, it's about honoring it. Still, the theories don't stop. Some viewers now shift their focus to Nathan, spinning new rumors. He's Ty's brother, or he's been sent by Ty's family to watch over Amy. Again, no evidence, just emotion. It's not about fact, it's about holding on. But here's the twist no one expected. The showrunners know. They know fans want Ty back. They know every Nathan scene is watched with suspicion, and they're using that. Episode 1 is written to feel tense, not because something dramatic happens, but because it doesn't. Every silence, every glance, makes viewers question what's real. That's not lazy writing, it's smart storytelling. The writers aren't giving answers, they're giving space. Space for Amy to move forward, space for Nathan to exist without a label, and space for the audience to grieve, hope, and finally let go. Because the truth is, some stories aren't meant to be rewritten, they're meant to be remembered. Next, we turn the page to what truly matters now: how Season 19, Episode 1 sets the stage for everything to come. Heartland is no longer just about the past, it's building something new. Season 19, Episode 1 doesn't open with drama. It opens with weight, the quiet kind. The kind that makes you lean in, not because something loud is happening, but because everything unspoken matters more than ever before. The first scene is simple. Amy walking through the barn before sunrise. No music, just the creak of floorboards and the soft sound of horses breathing. It's peaceful, but you can feel something has shifted. This isn't the Amy we last saw in Season 18. This is someone standing at the edge of change, and the show wastes no time letting us feel that data as the episode unfolds. We don't get big declarations or dramatic twists. Instead, we get small, human moments, and that's what makes it powerful. Jack tries to fix an old fence post. and Nathan silently joins him. No talk, just teamwork. But Jack glances at Nathan with something close to trust, a rare gift from the man who guarded Amy like a hawk after Ty's death. That moment says more than words. Nathan isn't just tolerated, he's being accepted. Amy and Lindy have a quiet lunch together. Lindy asks if her daddy will ever ride with them again. Amy doesn't cry. She doesn't lie. She just holds her daughter and whispers, "He rides with us in here," placing a hand on her heart. That single line, spoken with calm, mature sorrow, tells us this Amy has grown stronger not by forgetting Ty, but by carrying him forward. But the most talked about scene happens late in the episode. Amy is working with a troubled horse. It bucks, kicks, and refuses to settle. Nathan stands at the gate watching. He doesn't interfere, doesn't offer advice, just waits. Amy finally calms the horse, not with force, but with patience. As she walks out, Nathan simply says, "That's how you've healed too, isn't it?" Amy doesn't answer, but her expression says enough. She's not fixed, but she's finding balance again. There's no kiss, no hand-holding, just a shared look between Amy and Nathan, a look full of questions none of them answered. And that's what makes the episode brilliant. It respects the audience. It lets them sit in the tension, feel the silence, and wonder what comes next. Season 19 isn't chasing shock value. It's chasing truth, real grief, real growth, and most importantly, real choices. Season 19 doesn't ask for your applause. It asks for your patience. Episode 1 isn't about answers, it's about building emotional ground that feels earned. And now, as we look ahead, one thing is clear. The future of Heartland is being reshaped, scene by scene. This season won't be about rushing Amy into a new love story. It won't be about pretending Ty never existed. Instead, it's about how life goes on after something irreplaceable is lost, and how the people who stay behind learn to breathe again. Amy's journey this season is rooted in choice, not circumstance. She's not just a widow anymore. She's a mother, a horse trainer, a woman whose entire identity was once built around love, and who now has to ask herself what she wants when that love has passed. That's a quiet kind of bravery, and this season is honoring that. Nathan's role, too, isn't a copy and paste of Ty. He's not a rugged loner or a brooding savior. He's something softer, stable, supportive, even unsure of his place. And that's the point. This isn't about stepping into someone else's shoes. It's about finding new ground where no one else has walked. Expect the season to lean more into emotional healing than big plot twists. Lindy's growth will be central, her understanding of who her father was and how her mother carries that legacy. Jack and Lisa will continue to anchor the family, but cracks in their foundation may test what home truly means. Lou's career may soar, but at the cost of time with her daughters. And as for Georgie, her return is still uncertain, but signs point to a comeback later in the season. Not just as a surprise guest, but as someone with her own crossroads, torn between Olympic dreams and the emotional pull of home. Season 19 is shaping up to be the most emotionally honest chapter Heartland has ever delivered. It won't shout, it will whisper, but it will hit deeper because of it. This season isn't just continuing the story. It's asking a question: can a family move forward without letting go of its past? And maybe, just maybe, we're ready to hear the answer. Sometimes, the loudest moments in a story are the ones told in silence. That's exactly how episode 1 of Heartland season 19 leaves us, not with a shock, not with a scream, but with a breath. A long, quiet breath that says, something is ending, and something new is just beginning. By the final scene, the sun is setting behind the ranch, casting long shadows across the fields. Amy is brushing Spartan, the horse that carried her through grief, triumph, and change. She doesn't speak. She just moves with purpose, peaceful, calm, and, for the first time in a long time, steady. Then, Nathan appears at the edge of the barn. He doesn't come close. He just watches. Amy sees him. Their eyes meet. No music swells. No words are exchanged. But it feels important. It feels like the show is telling us, without saying anything, watch this space. It's not a cliffhanger in the traditional sense. No dramatic twist. No gasp-worthy reveal. But emotionally, it lingers. It makes you wonder, is Amy really ready for something new? Is Nathan meant to walk beside her? Or is he just a bridge to somewhere else entirely? And then, there's the envelope, a letter, resting on Jack's kitchen table. The camera focuses on it for just a second too long. We don't see what's inside. We don't know who sent it. But it has one word handwritten on the front. Amy. No one mentions it. No one touches it. And then the episode ends. That's the brilliance of Heartland now. It doesn't scream for your attention. It lets you lean forward, breathe slower, and feel more. It trusts its audience to notice the small things, the pauses, the glances, the mystery hidden in the calm. So, what does the rest of season 19 hold? Maybe it's not about big reveals. Maybe it's about healing. About Amy learning to let herself live again. About the family discovering how to carry Ty's memory without being frozen by it. And about how love, when it comes again, doesn't have to look like the past, because in Heartland, change doesn't roar in. It rides in quietly. Season 19 isn't just a continuation, it's a conversation. A quiet, powerful message not only to longtime fans, but to anyone who's ever lost something and wondered what comes next. Heartland has always been about horses, healing, and home, but now it's about something deeper. Emotional evolution. With Ty gone, some feared the soul of the show would disappear too. But this season proves something rare. Heartland doesn't survive because of one character. It endures because of the way it treats grief. Not as a plot device, but as a living presence. One that shapes people, but doesn't break them. This episode and the direction the season is headed tells us that the writers aren't clinging to the past, and they're not forcing the future. They're giving these characters, and their audience, the space to grow. And that takes courage. In a world of quick reboots and cheap drama, Heartland chooses depth. It chooses truth. We're watching Amy become someone new. We're watching Lindy learn to remember a father she barely knew. We're watching Jack soften, Lou stretch herself thin, and a stranger named Nathan step gently into the family's story, not to replace anyone, but to remind us that healing doesn't always show up the way we expect. And behind the camera, the team behind Heartland is evolving too. New energy, mature writing, and a deep respect for the audience's emotional intelligence. They're not giving you what you want fast, they're giving you what you need slowly. That's the legacy season 19 is beginning to carve. Not one of closure, but of continuation. Not an ending, not even a new beginning, but a bridge. And that bridge, it's built with silence, strength, and scenes that make you feel something long after the credits roll. So maybe Ty's story is over, but Heartland's heartbeat is still strong. The next episode, it might bring new faces, old wounds, or a long-awaited decision from Amy. One thing's for sure, you won't want to miss what's coming, because this season isn't just about where Heartland has been, it's about where it dares to go next.